Welcome back to me as well, back from holiday. I'm so happy to be here, guys. So happy to be here. Super excited. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, because we are having these shows every single day, coming with setups, forex setups, Bitcoin setups. And the cool part is that our levels are fucking hit. Like, it's just crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's pretty insane that I'm giving you the exact levels to look for. I'm gonna get into it. I'm not gonna go through all that because you can look back on the channel. We have these daily shows, so you can go and watch on YouTube. Go on YouTube if you're watching it on Twitter, and also follow me on Twitter if you're watching this on YouTube. Today is a big day. Bitcoin broke through the level that I was calling, which means that we are shifting sentiment, which means that we are very likely to target 30, 31, 32,000 and potentially 38,000. We have a very crazy week ahead in terms of economic announcements and stuff like that, which we're gonna look into. And I'm already in a forex trade that I wanted to share with you, but yeah, so stick around because I might just start with that. Let's roll the intro. So guys, first of all, thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. I see a lot of, let me know in the comment. I see 10 people watching. That's freaking amazing. That means you guys are real legends. Let me know in the chat. Go on YouTube, please. If you're not watching on YouTube, go on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. And also just let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, because comments pop up here. We can interact nicely and we can chat about, you can let me know in the comments what coins you want to look for. If you don't understand something, if you want any if you want any coins to look at, or if you want any clarification or any concepts that I'm talking about, that is the place to be. YouTube comments, so please go and do that. Also, I appreciate the engagement so much. It helps me as well. So if you have nothing to say, just say hi in the comments and I'll appreciate that. So let's jump right into the video. So first of all, let's look at the economic calendar. That's what we got to look at. Let's see, big week ahead. Now, why is this important? I always talk about it. If you're a trader, you have to keep an eye on the economic calendar. You have to see, what's going to happen on the week to understand what the dollar is going to do. And if you understand what the dollar DIX is going to do, then you can understand how crypto, risk assets, stocks, bonds, whatever will react to that. So now, if you look at it, I filter for the red days, and I basically see some of the currencies and the red days on all the currencies. We have ISM manufacturing PMI coming in today, and we have JP speaking, which is never good. When JP speaks, that's like the dark mole candles coming up and down. He says something, and then drop, it says something, pump, all that. So it's very important to avoid trading or trade very cautiously and knowing. Drew Crypto in the house. Yo, brother. Thanks for leaving the comment. What's up? What's happening? I'm very happy to see that you're here. So it's very important to keep in mind that today JP is speaking, the Fed chair, and we have PMI numbers coming in 1 hour before that. So something relevant to keep in mind before you start trading today. I would not definitely not recommend you start getting into any positions now. Then we have tomorrow we have Australia cash rate, and we have a lot of other events in Australia. We have Switzerland. Then we have job openings in the States tomorrow. So it's already 2 days with announcements. Then we have service PMI on Wednesday. Then we had unemployment claims on Thursday, and then we have non-farm employment change and unemployment rate in the States. I mean, guys, it's a packed week. Simon in the house as well. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. How's it going? Yeah, so guys, big week. These are the kind of weeks where I really am cautious to trade. I'm not saying you shouldn't, I'm just saying that you really should be paying attention. On Forex, it's a bit different, because when you trade Forex, these events usually just unfold. You take a trade, the events unfold, and a couple of hours later, the market stabilizes and you get a clear direction. On crypto, it's different, because when you trade crypto, the problem is that markets usually start anticipating these with a very consolidating phase, and then big dark mole candles all around the place because of lack of liquidity as well, and lack of volume, and then you find the direction. But because the whole week is packed, my suggestion would be in big October to be very cautious trading, especially when you trade leverage, because it can get messy very quick. So let's look, that out of the way, let's look at the markets and greenness. So this is pretty freaking awesome. Let's give it up for the crypto market for making October, the first days of October green. This looks pretty good, to be honest. I looked at my long-term portfolio today morning and I was like, woo! You know, I've got coins up 30, 40, 50%, obviously down like 80% from all-time highs, but still it's good to see that volume is happening. You know, it's a little bit scary for me to see October. Everybody's October, and usually what happens is not what the masses predict. So that's why also tying into these all economic events happening this week, we have to be very cautious. By the way, guys, I don't know, let me know in the chat, is anybody trading forex here? Lots of green. Simon is saying lots of green. That's right, lots of green around the place. Is anybody trading forex here? I have a trade for you that I got into just now. I can show it to you very quick before I deep dive. So this is my Euro USD trade on the day. We have liquidity built up and our daily bias is bullish. So I got into this position here. It's a continuation. I actually got in on a long down. I think, where did I get in? Somewhere here I have a position 49.38. Ooh, I got the very bottom, 49.38, somewhere here. Oh yeah, exactly. A break above here. This is one position. Break above here and the retest. But I got in on the continuation. I just wanted to let you know, if you trade forex, this could be a cool entry for you just right now. This is a short-term trade, so nothing going. I am actually targeting the highs, but you can just take profit at 1 to 3. This could be a great entry for you. Stop loss below the 5-minute low on whatever broker you're using. Anyway, so let's get back into the bubbles. So this is, first of all, bubbles description. I should have the link in for bubbles. It's pretty cool. It's a very solid platform, and I know Banter is working very hard on making it better. I'm gonna have the newsroom already here, so you will see me posting as well. All the news is packed here. I mean, it's pretty solid, so you can find all the news that is happening. You don't need any other place. You come here, you see the bubbles changing as the news come in as well. Then we have the research call every morning. It's 52 minutes from now. I'll be attending this one as well. We discuss market sentiment, and you can chat with us. The whole Banter team is here, so definitely something to look out for. Now let's jump into the market. Now first of all, I just want to brag. You know, I always brag, but I don't brag. It's not like bragging, but it's bragging that if you look back on these videos, guys, I've been so fucking accurate. Like I'm so proud. I really, you know, this is also like, everybody's like, oh, we're not here to predict the market. Yeah, we're not here to predict the market, 100% true. But when you have an analysis and that analysis plays out to your favor, that is one of the reasons why I'm trading. It's like, it feels so good to say, okay, if this happens, this is what I see happening. If this happens, this is what I see happening. And if that plays out, like, you're fucking legend, you know? And I love that. And if you look back on these videos, I call these levels very nicely. And one of the levels that I called and I was anticipating for a long time, for weeks now, is the Dixie. Now, if you look back on any of my videos, again, go on YouTube, subscribe, hit the like button. By the way, if you're here watching this, hit the like button. Gabriel, good to see you back. Good to see you being here, legend. Good to see you being here. I'm so happy to see. Guys, we have 10-15 people watching this. I'm so happy. I haven't been this happy for a long time about YouTube and stuff. All jokes aside, so I'm happy you guys are here, and thank you for the comments. I appreciate it. So if you look back on these videos, I've been calling the Dixie to be coming up to this level, to this exact level, to this 106.758, and look at this accuracy. Like, it's just so good. And I've been on holiday last week, and I actually made a video. I put out a video. It wasn't a live. My first video is horrible. I only had my iPad with me, so the resolution is not the best and whatnot. But I put out the video saying that the Dixie is going to reverse right now. I also tweeted about it exactly at the top here, saying that the Dixie should reverse, and the Dixie is reversing. So I marked this as a decision point when the Dixie was up here. And for those of you who are not familiar with the Dixie is the dollar index, a dollar measured against a bucket of other currencies, the strength of the dollar measured against a bucket of other currencies, like, you know, the Swiss franc, the pound, the euro, whatnot. So this basically shows the strength of the dollar. And what we saw in the past weeks and you know, for a long time, is that we, since July basically, that we saw this is this is when we shifted the sentiment, meaning I think this was in July. They started to the market anticipated no rate hike, and there was a rate hike, is 25 basis point. So then we saw a reversal starting to happen in the DXY. But the problem with the DXY is that I've been talking about for a while now, is that it is coming down. If you look at the weekly and the monthly chart, it is just a lower high, and the DXY is going to come lower in my opinion. And I was waiting for a 50% retracement, which just happened right here. We touched the premium. I'm not saying that we cannot go higher. The important stuff is that we needed to see a reversal on the 4-hour, and we did see that. So by breaking this decision point down here, which was the 4-hour low, we did see a very strong indication that a reversal is going to happen on the DXY. Now, obviously, as I said, we have a very tough week ahead, so things could potentially change. But if you look at this, the 4-hour low has been broken. We have created a strong MSS market structure shift in a very, very high probable point of interest area, which is the daily that I marked here. You know, this is the daily point of interest, and we are reversing very nicely from there. We bounced off of that level. We created a strong MSS. So what my expectation right now would be, now that we've completed the 50% retracement, is that we are going to see a test of this area here. This is the 4-hour point of interest. I'm going to mark it. We are potentially going to come up all the way. Yeah, either that. Let me just mark it like this. Okay, let me just mark it like this. I'm not sure. This looks very good as well, especially with this bearish candle here. Yeah, I think we might not come up to this region. We might just reverse from this area, but we are going to see a reversal. Now, what happens if we see a reversal here? First of all, what we're going to see is that risk assets are going to fly, because they are negatively correlated a lot of times. A lot of people, you know, texted me and wrote to me on Twitter as well, saying, you know, they're not correlated that much now and whatnot, but they are. Like, if you look at the chart, they are correlated. And if the DXY is flying, that means money is flowing into more traditional investment vehicles. There's trust in the dollar, and there is demand for the dollar, therefore. So if you see the DXY going up, risk assets will potentially suffer. If you look at this though, you see that a reversal is coming on the DXY. I would be very surprised if we break above this high. It can happen. Again, very interesting week. We set the agenda for the next, you know, couple of months. This week is super relevant. This is why we call October as well. You know, if the good news are good, October is coming. If not, then October is not necessarily coming. So we've got to see how that plays out. But you can expect a reversal on the DXY. And I just wanted to point out the accuracy, guys. It's just, yeah, smash the like button if you like this accuracy. Okay, Bitcoin. Now this is cool. This is why everybody is waiting. Like I had this decision point up here. We nailed this as well very nicely. I was saying I was short here, expecting it to come back down to this point of interest. Ooh, our euro trade is rocketing. So we were waiting for it to come back down to this point of interest on the 1-hour point of interest. It did come back down. Then we took this liquidity, and then I was actually expecting a reversal here. I mean, I wasn't expecting a reversal, but I saw potential for a reversal at this area. We didn't get the confirmation, so that was irrelevant. This was a high, a swing high on my short, which was irrelevant as well, but we took the high here. And that is super interesting, and I'll tell you why. Because if you look at the 4-point of structure that I always talk about, by the way, guys, if you're new, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, it means a lot. Leave a comment as well. What do you think of this content? Please, if you're here watching this, just let me know. It means the word. Also, it's good for the algorithm, but I really do want to connect with you. I really want to build this community of like-minded people. Okay, so we have the 4-point of contact with 1, 2, 3, 4. So we confirm the trend. Then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we confirm the trend. We push up higher. On the daily, we go lower or higher. We come back to the daily point of interest and retest that. Now, the reason why we were still looking at potentially coming back down to the 21, 22 region is because on the weekly, this is not a sufficient level. This is not a great demand zone. So around 32,000, what we're going to talk about in a second, it might be a great shorting opportunity. But let's see what we've done here. So what happened is that we came up, you know, this wick is not here. I talked about this. Go look back on the video. This was just liquidation on the leverage pairs. So So we had liquidity here, we took that, and this closure here meant that we actually closed below and we created a new lower low, and that means that if we break the high that was creating that lower low, we are going to see a reversal. Now the main structural point was this. So this was the main level that was responsible for the breakdown here, although for the internal structure you could have called this is why I also got in on a long here. So I was saying I'm gonna get in on the breaker. It's all on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you really should because of this. But anyway, so we broke this. That was a great confirmation. Then we pushed all the way up, and then we were looking for a point of interest on below the 50%, which was the discount. And this was a great area for us to look for. And it came back. We took liquidity, retested, and moved on very, very nicely. So everything goes according to plan. I outlined this in my previous videos. If you don't understand what I'm saying, go back, watch the videos, or come ping me on Twitter. Let's interact there. It's worth coming there and talking to me. I'm replying to every single comment, reach out, whatnot. So that's the way to go. So on the decision point here, the reason why I'm called that, the decision point is, as I said, we had you know, the high in the internal structure. We had the high, we had a retest, then we had a push down, then we have a retest, and then we closed below. Again, this level is not here, but around here. So we closed below. This is the high, and we broke that high. Now, what does that mean? That means that we are, ladies and gentlemen, officially on the way to $32,000. Now, the reason why I say that is because we broke above this. There was strength to break this high, and a lot of people will, in my opinion, again, this is just, you know, opinions, this is why the market moves, will mark this and say this is the 4-hour point of interest. We are going to look for shorts here. No, why not? Because there's liquidity above, and this level, although this level was the responsible for taking all this liquidity here, which is a strong level, we can see a reversal, but I think this level had all the strength as well because it broke below the major low, and that means that we need to go and retrace and top and onto some major supply for us to see a reversal potentially to the 23,000-24,000 region, and that would be around the 31,000-32,000 region. Simon says that played out exactly as expected. Very nice. Exactly, bro. Exactly. I'm also very happy. It played out exactly as expected. So what I'm expecting is that we are going to see a push to the to this region. Obviously, we got to look out for this. You know, like I'm not saying that we should not look out for this level. We should look out for this level, which is around, what is the level here? Which is around 29,000 and 29,700 ish region. This is what we should look for. This region is the region where we could see a potential lower time frame reversal. If we do see that, I mean, then again, like, it's very interesting, and this is also something that I think we should talk about. Like, it's very interesting that a lot of people misunderstand trading to a lot of extent. It's very important for you to understand that trading is a game of probabilities. So it's not like I'm gonna tell you now where Bitcoin's gonna go, and if it goes there, well, I win. If it doesn't, then I lose. Like, it's not like that. It's like monitoring the market. This is why it's important that every single day you come to these shows and we watch the markets. We look for the markets, what the market is giving us, what is happening, how is this whole thing playing out. And if we see major levels on the chart and we see the major levels being hit, then we can take a conclusion and say, okay, the major level got hit, and that means this and this and this. So jumping right back into the chart, for also, I don't know who took this Euro trade, but it is going pretty nicely. What is my profit on this? Woo! Good start. Okay, what are we at? We're at 1 to 3, so you could potentially take profits on the Euro trade. By the way, this played out pretty fucking good. Anyway, so jumping back into the Bitcoin chart, I think what's going to happen, or what I think is a potentially good outcome, is that we are going to see a reversal either from this 4-hour point of interest, or we are going to see a reversal after taking this high. So we could, come on, gentlemen. We could see a potential reversal and a potential push down back to a demand zone, which I would mark this rally-based rally. I would mark this as a 1-hour point of interest. I would mark the top here. This move, I would mark this, maybe even this. I would mark it around this level. You can easily go this, by the way. It will be this level. I'll mark it around this level. Let's do it like Let's do it like this. This is the level. So it will come. I'm expecting it to come back down here, in touch into the discount, and then move on. But what could happen is that it took this liquidity and it's reacting, but it doesn't react very strongly. We don't even have a 15-minute rejection. I mean, that's pretty nice. That means that there is strength in this thing, and that's good, because then we need to tap onto a supply area, and the next supply area is about 29,000, 29,600, 700. So what I'm expecting is that we are potentially going to see either this push down here, and then definitely a massive long if we see a lower time frame confirmation. Or what we're going to see is that we're going to see a push to the 4-hour supply, and then a reversal, and then a push. I would be more happier at this, because then we would create liquidity. We would have time to create liquidity on the way down. That means the push would be even stronger. but either way can happen. So the levels that I'm going to look for is going to be around the 27,300 region to the 26,800 region to enter on a long position. And I'm not gonna short this thing. I'll be honest with you. Don't counter trade. I got burned so many times trying to counter trade. Simon is saying he's showing volume as well. Let's look at the volume. Thanks for bringing that up. When it's this clear, I don't really look at volume, to be honest, because this price action is just very nice. But let's look at what the volume says. Big spike here. Yeah, but compared to this, look at this. Like, look at all this. It's September 23, nothing here, bro. Nothing. And then we have a major spike, and then volume is kind of dying down, but yeah, dying down, but it's still much better than what we've seen previously. I think this will have a strength to go. Let's look at what the let's also look at if we want to look for confluences again. Like, price action is pretty clear on this one, but let's look at a fixed range volume profile. Let's see this, like, what would this show us? Look at this, the point of control. Look at this. So this here, so if you call, this is the fixed range volume profile, by the way. You can find it going here, fixed range volume profile. So what this tells you is basically an area where the volume happened. The blue line is a value area high. If you go into the settings, you will see VAH, VAL, and POC. So value area high, which means that 70% of the volume happened between the two blue lines. And the POC is the point of control, meaning that's where the most, at that price level, the most volume has been traded. And in the bull, if you're in a bull scenario, this level should hold. The price should not go below the red line. And in a bear scenario, price should not go above the red line. That's the idea here. And you pull it from the leg, from the swing high to the swing low, and you see plays that perfectly, aligns very nicely with the 1 hour point of interest. I didn't even look at it, but it was very nice. So let's look at the other, what would be the point here. No, but we come back to the 15. Sorry about this. So we go from, so this is the swing low, this is the swing high, then this is the swing low, this is the swing high. So let's look at what would be the area here. Even down here, okay, what would be if we would look at the whole thing here, the whole move? What would be in this leg? So from the bottom to the top to the pullback. Yeah, so around this level, which would be 26,550. There might be the volume, might be where the highest volume traded point of control is here. I don't think that we're gonna necessarily break below the 1 hour. This is also why you take maybe just a wick. This is also why we take lower time frame confirmations. Anyway, rounding up Bitcoin, my thoughts are that we are going to see a push, either a push to, again, big week ahead, right? So whatever can happen. JP can start speaking and this thing can start doing this, you know, like whatever can happen. So I'm looking at a push to the 4 hour point of interest up around 29,100-ish. Actually, it can come to this level as well. This is, let me look at the 1 hour. No, yeah, it's in here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably gonna come up here, maybe even here, maybe even the 29,600-ish region. So I would definitely be looking at this level, and if I'll have the balls, I'll short it. But there's just no reason to short it because it's getting bullish. So it will push and then come back, and I'll be interested in taking it along. Potentially, it will come next week actually, so it's not necessarily gonna come now. We can also look at the 15-minute structure and see if it comes back. Yeah, but it is. If we see a push, from here, then we can look at the 15-minute structure as well and decide to get in on there. We'll talk about that tomorrow if that happens. We'll just follow up with it. Okay, Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. For some reason, I'm not really trading this. Like I don't know. I'm not. Let me know in the comments. Are you an Ethereum fan? Are you trading Ethereum? For me, it's just such a weird chart. I don't I don't really trade. Let me know in the chat. Do you guys trade Ethereum? And if so, why? Why do you trade Ethereum? There's so many good coins as well. I mean, I like Ethereum, no question, like I have for long term, but okay. Anyway, so what I saw is that, you know, we have the break above here, so that's that we have changed the trend on Ethereum as well, and then basically going up very nicely. Efficient moves. We have a push up, then a retest, then a push up, then a retest to the 1 hour, and then now we're taking the high here on, not on the daily but on the 4 hour. This looks very good. This is not here on the spot chart. Very important to mention. So again, this is the same thing as on Bitcoin, that the liquid, or is it? Let me look at it. I remember it's not there. Yeah, exactly. You see, so we have a clear break below here, which means that we have a clear break below this this low here, and that means that we have shifted the trend sufficiently, meaning that we created a lower low and then lower high, but this was due to the liquidations. This week came down, so this is a sufficient low, then we make a sufficient high, higher market structure shift, so we changed trend, then we retested at this region. So we retested here, and then we moved on, leaving a little bit of liquidity behind. Not a problem at all, but I see the same scenario will probably play out. The difference though is that, like, we need to be cautious here. Like basically the same thing, as on Bitcoin. You know, you have this 2000-ish region that could potentially be a reverse area. Oh, by the way, guys, I didn't when I was talking about Bitcoin, I didn't go into the details. Like, the reason I think that we are going to push through this 4 hour point of interest, and we are going to push up to this order block up here. And the reason why this is important is because if you consider the weekly, let me just mark this here. Yes, so like this here is the major high, and this is a big supply zone. So if we, Tricky is here in the house. Good morning, legend. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Thanks for leaving a comment. Guys, subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Leave a comment. It helps me so much as well. I'm doing this every single day for you guys. I would so appreciate if you just do that, and follow me on Twitter if you're watching on YouTube, and vice versa, and all that. So if you look at this, like on the daily, like the thing with this is that if we push to the 31,000, 32,000 region, like it can still be a short. Why? Because we'll leave liquidity here. So if you look at the problem is with this over leveraged positions is that you don't really see, but here this is relative equal lows. Like if you look at this, here we have, so this here is relative equal lows, meaning liquidity, and on the weekly we didn't come down to the point of interest, and that's a problem. I mean, that's a problem in terms of, you know, you gotta consider this possibility of this pushing higher, going up to the 32,000 region, creating an equal high for it to move higher later, and then just push down. So I'm gonna go back to my original chart. And on my original chart, what you see is that I'm gonna delete the decision point, by the way, and I'm gonna delete this as well, and I'm gonna delete the liquidity as well, and I'm gonna delete what was here. Let's go lower. A little time frame. Yeah, we had this. I'll delete this as well. Then we still have this point of interest down here, but the big thing is that this liquidity is still here. This liquidity is still here. So even though we see a wick here, as I said on the spot chart, it's not there. So this relative equal lows, which I'm actually gonna mark as relative equal low, I'm gonna mark as equal lows, but it's relative equal lows. So this is a problem, because this created liquidity. The chart created liquidity for it to come back down. So if we push to 32,000, which I think is going to happen now, and it's a great long-term opportunity, and I'm actually bullish because on the daily this is a great demand zone. So on the daily, this demand zone holds. We can push higher, and we can, if we take these relative equal highs up here, we potentially can push to 37,000 ish. So, but if we don't, like again, if then the possibility of us coming up to the 31,000 region and then rejecting from there and pushing down to the 22 is still there. So we gotta keep an eye and see what's gonna happen. Mohammed saying, I like this. Are you a supply and demand trader? No, I'm not a supply and demand trader. I don't even know what trader I am. I trade everything, but I trade SMCs primarily. So I'm working off of price action. But again, you know, supply and demand, price action, order blocks, everything gets together, liquidity concepts. it's very important to combine everything. But I trade SMCs, primarily smart money concepts. So I try to get in with the institutions and smart money, because I'm smart. I'm trying to be smart. I'm aiming to be smart. Anyway, if you're smart as well, smash the like button and subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Anyway, guys, let's look at Ethereum. Continue looking at Ethereum. Yeah, same thing as I explained. We took the high here, which means that we created an MSS. That means that we are going. It's a weak one. We leave liquidity, but I'm potentially looking at a reversal on Ethereum a little bit, either taking this this point of interest down here, which is the 1 hour. Don't think it's gonna hold, by the way, just so you know. I think we are going to come a little bit lower. I think we gotta come down and let me see on the 4 hour. Yeah, so we got maybe it will hold, but rather this was the level that took the liquidity. So rather this is the level that would hold. Potentially, you know, also there is liquidity here. Yeah, exactly. No, it's gonna be this one. So I don't think this is gonna hold. I'm just gonna take this off. I mean, I'm gonna leave it on. There is a possibility that it is going to hold, but very little. So this might hold, might not. I don't think it will hold. If we see a lower time frame confirmation, though, we can get in on a position. I think because of the liquidity as well, we're gonna wick down and see a little bit of coming down here. Potentially something like this, building liquidity, coming down and then push, or as we had previously looked at on Bitcoin, we might see a push up to these regions and then reject from there, and then retest the OB down here, which could be interesting. Let me put it on daily. Good. Euro USD, let's see what this is doing. We're up on this trade. We started this trade before the stream. We were up 1.3. What is it? Yeah, 1 to 3. Should we take profits? Let me know in the chat. Should we take profits? Guys who are here. What would you do? This is a great example with the gap filled. What would you do? Like, if you look at this, what would you do? Because here's what I see, guys. The reason why I took this trade is because of the following. So we have the daily, like we have the daily bias bullish, right? So what do we see? We see a push. We see a push all the way up. Then if you take the 15-minute chart, you are going to look at a retracement. You get a retracement here. So then you're going to look at a retracement up here. And then you don't get a retracement, and then that is a problem. Why? Because you got to come back 50% to the discount. You want to buy in a discount. So what do? You pull the fib again, and then you see a very decent area below the 50%, which is the discount zone, and you want to try to find a point of interest there. And I did find a point of interest, which was the 1 hour point of interest. Find that level, and I was waiting for a lower time frame confirmation, a 5-minute confirmation, and I do get that 5-minute confirmation. This is real alpha, guys. This is the real alpha. Smash that like button. So I do get that 5-minute confirmation. If I could do that. I do get that 5-minute confirmation right here. And that means that we are like we are going to go higher, you know, like this is a great break above. And not even that, actually, this was here. But anyway, that was also a great level. So you get it here, and then you're waiting for a retest to an order block. What is the order block? This is the 5-minute point of interest. So I'm waiting for that. And then it hits, I enter risk reward to the 5-minute low, because this was the level that broke. This was the level that shifted the trend. Now, if this level doesn't hold, then we're screwed anyway. So stop loss below, and I'm waiting for this to push. The reason why I'm actually bullish on this is because if you look at, you know what, I'm actually gonna sell 50%. The reason why I'm gonna sell 50% is because we have JP. First of all, we have JP speaking. We have PMI numbers coming in today. I think it's PMI coming in today. And also the reason is because I'm not greedy, and I have 1 to 3. And if I can execute a trade, a 1 to 3 risk reward trades, that means that I have to be right 1 out of every 4 times to be at break even. So this is good. We'll have to replay that. Master, you are the master. You don't have to replay it, but you can always go look back. You know, I think it's very important that we don't really have a lot of transparency in this industry, and I think we do need transparency. And transparency means you can go and look. But this is why I'm very happy that I started this channel, and this is why I'm gonna continue every single day doing this, because it's transparency. You can go and look back my calls. You can look back what I've been teaching. You can look back at what trades I've took. We had literally, like, I think 80 or 90% hit rate. I don't know what hit rate we had, but we had a very, very decent hit rate in the past 2-3 weeks. And then I went on holiday, and then all everything just skyrocketed. Okay, anyway, so this is you know, I already took profits here on this trade. I'm gonna put, because we created, again, like this is the four point structure, right? So 1 2 3 4, we have broken above, and that means that we are in a trend. We are establishing a new trend. I'm targeting at least I'm targeting at least these highs, right? At least these highs, but I'm actually gonna target around this level, but I'm gonna target these highs, which would be 1.061. Again, JP speaks, all that shit is happening today, so watch out. I'm gonna put my stop loss below here. This will be my stop loss, limiting my loss, and already took profits, so this is already a profitable trade. Okay, let's look at the total market cap. Total market cap, beautiful. Just as I anticipated, we broke above the decision point. It's a little bit messy here. We had the point of interest here. Nothing happened. Cut through. That's pretty cool though. Nothing happened here as well. Then we have, let me just delete all this. This is relevant, but we had the 1 hour point of interest. We touched on to that on the total market cap as well. Liquidity here has been swept. Equal low staying. That's important because that, you know, that can really screw us in the long term. So we gotta keep that on. Why is this not? Who is not accurate here? Why is this not accurate? Let me be accurate here on my drawings. You have to do, if you do something, excellence or nothing. Ren always says excellence or nothing. So this is the total market cap that I'm looking at. This was the decision point down here. We had a retracement here, so that's why I believe this was the decision point. We create equal highs, seeming like so. Yeah, so this looks good. The same thing as I explained on Bitcoin, very similar concept. You know, you had the decision point here being broken. Now it is gonna push. Potentially what we're gonna see is that we are going to see a push down to the 1 hour region. This point of interest right here. Let me see if this is in the discount. If we pull it from here, yeah, just above. So that might not be a great level. Anyway, that is a level to look for. Let me see, did we have a 50% here? Oh, we did. Okay, cool. So let's see what we can do from here. Exactly. So that might not be the level that we're going to look for, especially because we have a little bit of liquidity down here. So what we are going to look for is, let me see. We want to find the levels that took liquidity. What level took liquidity? So we had a major level here, right? And that was a push through here. Okay, so that is liquidity. Then we had a lot of liquidity up here. So we want to look for the levels that actually took liquidity. Well, this was one of the levels. So this looks very good for me. I don't think we're gonna calm that down though. I don't think that is going to happen. This was the major liquidity. This level took that. Yeah, maybe this will hold, even though it's not in the discount. Maybe it will hold, especially if we see a little bit more push on this, even up here, right? Even up here, as I explained on Bitcoin, even up to the 1.2 trillion region. If we see a push there, then this becomes the discount, and that is the level that we're going to look for. Again, we don't want to lose this, because if we do, then it's a great indication that we might go down. Dominance playing with us. Simon is saying better to do it right than to do it twice. That's good. That is what it is. A clever man works once, a lazy man works twice. That's what it is. Cool. So Bitcoin dominance pushing. We looked at Bitcoin dominance previously as well. I'm looking at this point of interest on the weekly. You know, I'm very hesitant on what to do with my alts, get into, not get into. If this breaks, guys, if this breaks, mark my words, Bitcoin's gonna fucking fly, and alts will not fly as fast. So if we have a clear break above here, I think I am going to get out of some of my positions and pour it into Bitcoin. We gotta see that. I actually would expect Bitcoin to come back down here. It didn't happen. We'll see. We build up liquidity here as well. So you see, it's still not a lost cause. It's still not a lost cause for us as well. That the dominance drops, the total goes up. So the dominance is still bearish. So if you look at this in the internal structure, we're still bearish. On the daily, on the main structure, we are bullish. So that means that Bitcoin is going to have a decent rally. So what I'm speculating on my spot is that I would like to see the dominance come down a little bit to the 48% region. That would give enough leeway for the alts to pop a little bit, and then we could convert some of our alts into Bitcoin, and then see this level being broken, and then Bitcoin pushing to new highs, potentially to 38,000 and above. So we got to look for this. So the most important level is 50.7. That's what we're going to look for. Total 3, this could be a great indication, right? So if dominance falls, we could see a breakout on the total here. We had a market structure shift. We had a market structure shift around this region, around this 3, 5, 6 region, and that means that we are going to see, we have a retest here on the daily point of interest, and then a push. Like, that's the next thing that we got to see, a push on the total 3, which is, again, is the total market risk in Bitcoin and Ethereum. So basically everything else other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it shows all the money in everything else other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's a great indication for us to see whether alts will rocket or not. And this could very well have a decent push. Take this liquidity that's been building up from here. So that would be a decent, you know, that would be a decent like 30-40% push. Sorry about that. And that would be enough for us. That would be enough for us to see a alt pop, convert back to Bitcoin, and then see a rally going. Let's look at RUNE. Our Euro trade is just killing it. It's just let's look at RUNE. Yeah, so I was actually looking at Bubbles. And I was like, what is happening on Bubbles? And I saw RUNE, so I was like, okay, let's look at RUNE. I think, you know, there are, let me know in the comments what coins do you want me to look at, because I don't really scout. I didn't have a lot of time scouting all the tokens. We have things changing, in my opinion. Big things are coming. I'm gonna tell you as soon as possible, and we're gonna have some very cool stuff lining up. But anyway, I didn't have time to look at all the altcoins that much. I traded Bitcoin and forex, so I didn't really look at all the coins that might be there. So if you want me to look at a coin, please do let me know, and then we can look at it. So, but other than that, I see RUNE popping. RUNE is looking good. I actually have been on the RUNE long since here. I told you guys this was a. So we had, again, if you look back, you will see this. We had a break here above, and that was a great indication that we're gonna pop. We had the demand zone. We've got in on a long around this region, sold it already, but this was a great long. Then added to the long around this region, I think, around this region, and then that was also good. And then now I'm calling, I think what we're gonna see is that either you can look at the 1 hour, 4 hour point of interest, which will be down here. We see a rally, base rally. So this is a great area for us. Also, it's in the discount, so it's a great area for us to look for continuation entry for lower time frame, with lower time frame confirmation. Or we can look at the 15-minute, because sometimes, you know, these just fucking skyrocket, and if they do skyrocket, it's very difficult for you to get in on the action, and that's why it might be worth looking at the 15-minute point of interest, and that is what happens here. So I think this region on the 2.016 and 2.08 could be a great entry on RUNE. We got to look at that. Let's see what else we have here. So they're saying wild. Okay, wild word, right? Is the master. Anything for you, my master. Wild World, yeah, it's very interesting. There is a coin called Zero that just rebranded that I've invested in, and that's connected to Wild World somehow. Okay, so let's look at this coin. So I'm just gonna guide you. Guys, no, please. I mean, I'm very happy that you're asking, but the problem is, okay, let me talk a little bit about this. The problem is with this is that this thing is driven by hype. That's it. Like, it's just some kind of hype came in, you know, new project, whatnot, and it's rocketed. I can start charting this, and I can say, okay, this here doesn't exist, and this is what I'm looking at. And I can just go, okay, what is my structure? And I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all the way down. And then we could potentially do that, but I just don't think that is that accurate, because it's driven by hype. So, but if you really want me to chart this, what I can say is that this was a low here, and this was a market structure shift, therefore. And if that was a market structure shift, we needed a retest either to the breaker block here or to the point of interest down here. We got a retest to the breaker. We made a decent, probably there was a 15-minute confirmation here. Yeah, so we came back here. This was our 15-minute confirmation. This was the 15-minute confirmation. Then we would have marked our OB here. So the 15-minute confirmation was this high. So the fact that we broke above this high, this was the created the new low, and we broke above there. So, and then we create an MSB as well, which means that we are progressing on the chart. Then retest, and that would have been our entry. But still, What I'm looking at now is, if you look at the 4 hour, we are in an uptrend. We came back. Did we come back 50%? Let's look at it. Yeah, we came back to the breaker, but we could not create a 4 hour high. Let me see if we created a 1 hour. Yes, no, it's good. It's good. Actually, it's good. I think it looks good. So again, if we consider that you can chart anything on a coin that's driven by hype, this is a perfect entry now, to be very honest with you. Yeah, this is a great entry now. Yes. So I would look at, I would be okay entering around these regions. It would be nice to see a 5-minute break. So it'd be nice to see this break up, this 1.37 break. If we break there, you can enter. It looks decent. Someone says interested. Simon says interested in your ADA. And that I have to go, guys. But let's look at this. Cool. Let's see. It is coming down nicely. Again, we need to see either a demand tap, or yeah, we saw a reversal here. Yes, and then this is probably the liquidations. I'm pretty confident this is not there on the spot chart. Let's look at the spot chart. Oh, it is there. Okay, that's interesting. That's not a good sign. That means that ADA is going lower, in my opinion. So we had a strong level here. We broke through that level. Then we retested this very, very nicely. This would have been such a massive short. We retested, actually this is the daily. We retested this daily up here, then we're creating liquidity coming down, probably touching onto the 50% of the unmitigated area. Exactly. So that's usually, when you see a wick like this, usually what happens is that you come down to the 50% area of that wick, and that's the mitigation zone. So that's where you are. So you take the unmitigated area. So this wick mitigated this part of the wick here. So this means that you pull the tool from the this is called the rejection block, by the way, and you pull the 50% on that, and then it comes back to that region. My watch is talking to me. Yeah, it didn't come down quite that, but it came down to the region of that. And then we see a reversal here. Could be interesting for a pullback, but I will be looking for shorts, to be very honest. I'll be looking for shorts. Actually, I would be looking for shorts here. Yes, I'll be looking for shorts here. So we are shifting trend. We couldn't break the daily. And that bothers me. So even though we are shifting trend here, this would be a main shorting area for me. So either now they can look at it. If we break below this here, which would be 25.80, you can short like this and then go lower. Or what could happen is that it comes back down and then pushes, but then here definitely look for lower time for confirmation and short. That's what I would do on ADA. So it says, thanks so much. You're a superstar. Would be you're such a legend. Thank you so much. You're a superstar. Would be a fab if you could do some videos on what things you look for step by step, how you see what you see, how you put everything together. Guys, big things are coming. I'm telling you, something is something big is cooking. We're gonna do that. So your TA is fab. I would just like to understand the working of it more detail. A simple list of what exactly we're looking for step by step would be price and how to use the indicators. Okay, so something to round this up with. Something I want to round up this whole thing with. First, I just want to look at one more time. This, guys, this is the trade that we took on live here. This is the trade that I gave you live here. It's just like, should I, like, I don't even know what to sell you. Like, anyway, so very important. Trading is fucking difficult. Sorry to burst your bubble. It is fucking difficult, and there is no easy way, and there's no easy step by step. There's no easy, way around it. It's hard work, hardcore work, and we are working on something that could be pretty cool. But it's gonna be hard work. You're not gonna become a trader in 2 months. You're not gonna become a trader in 3 months. What is most relevant, I think, is that you surround yourself with credible people. That's number one. There are so many people in this industry talking about so many stuff. You gotta surround yourself with credible people, and credibility means taking a trade on live here. This is credibility. That I showed you that I'm taking this trade on the live and it works. That you can look back on any of my videos and see what I'm calling and it happens. That I'll open up my Bybit account if that turns out to be the case, and you can see all the trades that I'm taking. Like, that's credibility, you know. I think it's very, very important that you start focusing on actual knowledge. Yeah, guys, I truly appreciate you. I appreciate we have so many people watching this now. At one point we had like 17 or 20 people on the live. I'm so happy, guys. This really warms my heart. This is my happy place. I'm so happy to be back. I'm gonna do much more analysis and much more tweets as well. So very important, before I turn off, guys, I'm gonna jump in on the research call now. You gotta jump on here. It's gonna start in 10 minutes. So it's banterbubbles.com. Go on there, and then on the top right corner there is something called the newsroom. You click on here and there will be a morning call where we talk about all the alpha that's happening on the market. You can chat with us here, so come and talk to us. This is gonna be super cool. It's happening every single morning. So come and join us here. Come and join us here. And if you go from here, and you're gonna go there, let us know when it starts. Let us know that Fefe sent me here, so I also see you. Just let us know in the chat that if you came here. And also the tool is pretty cool as well. Check it out, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, share this if you like it, retweet, come talk to me on Twitter, and big things are coming. I'm super excited. I cannot share anything now, but we'll do that later. And yeah, safe trading. See you tomorrow, and see you on Twitter. Take care, guys. Have fun.